Hey everyone, Mario Parecka here, and I am joined today by Danijel Velicki. We just had a great couple of conversations on the podcast. Daniel is the founder of Opus Wealth Strategies and also Squire LLC. Squire is a really cool platform that you should definitely check out. He's offering 60 days free right now. It's all for financial literacy. It's at getsqwire.com is where you can find that. He's also an author. Your Life is a Blank Canvas. Create a Masterpiece is his book. And he also owns a CrossFit gym, just to throw that in there. So, Daniel, what's up, man?
Going on, man. Great morning.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. It was great having you on the podcast, and it's great to have you here. I mean, it's funny that you said that Fridays are like your low day because we're recording this on Friday, and I'll tell you what, I think that we had a lot of energy in those couple of shows.
It was great. And it's funny whenever we do these Zoom calls. I had a client one time that always whenever we talk through this stuff, he's in San Diego. He's like, all right, we got to have a pants check. Just make sure that you're wearing pants. And it always cracks me up. And it's funny now that we're in this Zoom and webinar world with the quarantine, what all the videos have been coming out, like don't be Jennifer that went to the bathroom inside of the Zoom thing. So I always laugh. I'm like, I'm actually wearing jeans and I still fit in them, man. It's amazing.
It's funny. I had a call with my brand coach yesterday, and he's a great guy. And I'll call him out because he doesn't mind. Rich Keller, he's the best. And I had a call with him. I've been working with him for about 6 months now, and he gets on the Zoom, and I saw him like come into the room and sit down, and I go, "What kind of pants are you wearing?" He's like, "These are my pajama pants." He's like, "Whatever, man. Everyone's at home." I'm like, "Yes, everyone is. That's awesome."
It's the new uniform. You got the pajama pants, you got your
Yep.
flip flops, and then you got like a button up.
That's it. I love it. And the thing is, I don't know how it's been for you, but for me, I've been using Zoom now and doing business primarily this
Yep.
way for like 5 years. So nothing's really changed for me, but
No.
it's interesting to see the world moving towards it. And it's interesting to see it becoming more mainstream.
It's funny. We've just because on the Opus side, and then on the Squire too. I mean, we do most of the meetings with people on either GoToMeeting or Zoom. Just because if I'm talking to a company in Arkansas, I'm talking to a company in Utah. It's obviously I'm not going to be in person unless depending on what kind of a deal it is, and if the board needs me to fly out for the employee benefits on the Squire side for the financial literacy thing that they want to add to their benefits package. But so we've been doing this forever. I mean, I can tell you, I'd say probably, I've been using GoToMeeting for probably 7 years, just clients because we have them all across the United States. So this is nothing new. And that's the cool part about our clients. They're so used to this kind of communication. They don't, when it comes to what we do, it doesn't matter where I am geographically. It's just the fact that I'm there in really support and education and conversation. That's the biggest thing. So I think just like you brought it up, it's going to be interesting to see where the business world moves after this this Corona thing, and a lot of people are going to figure out like, do we really need 10,000 square feet and 15 grand a month expense when we for the last 6 months we've been working from home and getting the same kind of stuff done. I think it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I agree 110%. And I think that, it's funny because it also helps us connect better because I
Mhm.
think especially in today's world, a lot of people who grew up with social media, they're in that DM type of environment, right? Their mindset's just all
Slide
DM,
into the
email.
DM.
Yeah, like when someone calls you, like, and I'm guilty of it too now. Sometimes if
Oh,
someone calls me without texting me first, I'm
yeah.
like, right? You get that feeling. But like
Yeah,
this, you have to actually talk to people. And I think that there is something to say about sitting across from someone in a coffee shop and having that energetic, we're actually
absolutely.
here together. But if that's not possible, like where you are in Virginia and I am in Pittsburgh right now, we couldn't get together for coffee this morning. I think this is just as good because we're used to connecting with people. We have these
Yeah.
conversations often. So even though, we just met fairly recently, we were able to really have some good conversations and create rapport quickly and be able to get stuff done and share value with other people, which is what
I
we love
agree.
to do.
Yep, I agree completely. And go Steelers. Hopefully, we
Yes.
have an NFL season
Oh
2021
man.
and we have a good season.
Yeah, that's that. I was just thinking about that the other day. I was looking at because I saw some clips on I think Twitter of like Mason Rudolph working out and
Yeah.
Ben Roethlisberger's finally throwing again, and it's like I really hope by the time football gets here, we get to have a full season. And it's killing me
Yeah.
to not have baseball right now too.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's an interesting year for sure. I mean, but I feel bad for the high school kids. I feel bad for the seniors. I feel bad for the college graduates that are not going to have graduation. I mean, this is unprecedented times, obviously, and everybody's trying to deal with it the best that they can. But that's a memory for the rest of your life that you're going to have, and this has made such a huge impact. So it's definitely something. I've lived through a war, so that's probably the closest that I can connect this to. But we could still go around. It was at your own peril and your own, risk. But being at home and holding your wife and kids close and dealing with this has been a different kind of experience.
I wanted to ask you, I'm sure you have been in touch with your mom and everyone over in Croatia. How is it affecting Croatia?
It's I just talked to my mom on the way here this morning. She's in a nursing home. She's 70 some years old and not in good health. So their nursing home has been on a lockdown for the last month, just because obviously she's in that age range where the highest impact has been seen across the world. My nephew's there, and then just to pour a little bit more salt on the wound. A week ago, we had a huge earthquake in my hometown in Zagreb, in capital. 6.0 Richter scale, which we haven't had one like that since 1880.
Wow.
So now, not only do you have a coronavirus, now you have half of my hometown being quarantined for the fact that people can't go back into their apartments and live because they've been impacted so badly structurally from the earthquake. So it's just it's almost surreal. It's almost like, what kind of a shitty movie am I watching? And this would be a 2 out of 10 on the IMDb review. I mean, it's horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, we're going to get through this, but hopefully it's going to be faster. And I was talking to someone yesterday. I was like, look, you can watch all the news you want. You can look at all these numbers. You can look at everything going. It's all speculation. At this point, it's all we don't know. It could be over next week. It could be over a month from now. Who knows?
Well,
so
we started the conversation, which I thought is perfect, kind of going into this. I told you one of my buddies, Owen Wensickle, did a little talk from his book. It's one of my favorite books, and he said E plus R equals O. Event plus reaction. Your reaction equals outcome. And really, that's what we have here. Positive mental attitude, your ability to wake up in the morning and decide what kind of day you're going to have, what kind of impact. Is this going to be, woe is me kind of situation, or an opportunity to go, okay, I can do something. What can we do to help people and help with this situation? And really, that's why, you mentioned even on the podcast, we're doing the 60 days free on Squire, which is the financial literacy platform, being able to really give something to people while they're dealing with this crap, especially the unemployed, that we have 10 million now. How do they put themselves in position to better their life and get through this? And that's really at the Squire platform. We built so much information around this quarantine situation, around the unemployment, the benefits, how to go and get as much help as possible if you're a business owner. I mean, we go through all that stuff, and just, we woke up one morning and go, hey, we are perfectly positioned to help people. Let's get it out there. Let's really make a difference to try to give something back while we can. And it's, that's what our reaction.
Yeah, I love that. And I think that's something like we talked about too on the podcast, just to piggyback that. Finance is something that everyone's dealing with right now. It's something that's coming up in one way, shape, or form in everyone's life. And it's something that we're not, at least speaking for myself, I'm not nearly educated on enough. I'm just fortunate that I have someone in my life that I trust to help me with that. But if I didn't, I would be like getting on Squire, hitting the books, just trying to educate myself. What's the best route here? And either way, I mean, Squire is just, I'm going to take advantage of that as well, that the opportunity, because you can never be too educated.
Yeah. And the thing that I tell you, you just brought up a great point. People talk about, hey, I want to educate myself, so I want to hit the books and I want to go Google. You can Google anything and get 10,000 hits, 10,000 answers. And what we did was we really went from a common sense, basic education stand and took all that information and really streamline it to be able to be taken advantage of in a very simple way, and not having to sift through 10,000 opinions, because that's what you get online. It's depending on who wrote the book or who wrote the opinion, that you're going to be dependent on their validity and their opinions, really, whether this is good, bad, or indifferent. So, me having 20 years of that financial knowledge and dealing with every part of financial life when it comes to individual, we were able to really take all that experience and put it into one place where people can benefit from it. And then there's also people on the platform that you just ask a question and they're like, hey, Mario, I see that you're reading this. How can I help you? Did you see this video? Do you want to jump on a call and I can teach you more? And really the platform was built to walk with people because we learn and, we retain about 20 to 40% of the information, depending on, how smart or what kind of medium you're using, whether it's written, watched or listened to. So the benefit of Squire is that walks with you. So at the time of the decision, you don't have to remember of a book that you read 3 years ago or 2 years ago or 6 months ago. You can go there and go, hey, I want to learn this information now. It's very easy. Plus you can talk to somebody to walk you through so that when you go into somebody's office, whether it be buying a car or getting a will done or, benefits at a new job or rollover, whatever it is, you're educated and you are ready to make the decisions the right way rather than hope. Hope is not a good strategy or somebody trying to sell you. So really I feel like, education is nice, information is nice, but to have somebody that walks with you at the time of decision, that's where the big difference is made. That's where we stand to really bring the most value. And that's what I'm most proud of, really.
Before we go, I'm going to put you on the spot, if you don't mind. What's your number one financial piece of advice right now in today's world?
Oh my gosh. I can't stress budgeting enough. On the personal finance side, and that's just like fundamental. I don't know how many subscriptions you pay for that you don't even think about on the website.
Too many.
My wife and I went through our list. There was like 12 of like $9.99, $7.99, $12.99. That's a couple $100 a month. It's just like, and I don't even use probably 90% of those. Netflix, that's crap staying, obviously. But
that's right.
All the other things that I haven't even touched, but when the times are good, you just don't think about it. Be like, oh, maybe I'll use it. So understanding really what that means, understanding your spending costs, obviously nobody shouldn't be going to Starbucks right now because they're closed and you got the drive through. So just knowing where your money's going in, being really mindful, because it's really easy just to go, well, I get paid and things happen and I always have money left over. On the like future retirement kind of stuff, really for people to remember, this is not a long-term situation. All of the things, the good and the bad, is temporary. These too shall pass. So understanding that, stopping and your 401k, this is the best time to be putting money in your 401k rather than stopping, because you know that the market is as low as it will get and it will always come back. So just not doing things that are going to hurt you in long term, not making long-term decisions based on a short-term situation. We see that the most out of anything, where people like, this is happening right now, so I have to, change everything. I have to sell my house. Why? You still got a place to live. And just because it's a temporary situation, then you're going to be paying somebody rent for the same mortgage. That doesn't make sense. So just think about stuff, sleep on stuff, learn, educate yourself. And that's where the Squire platform, the 60-day free, can be really helpful, because we cover all that, which is huge.
I have one more question for you, and then I'll let you go. I was on social media yesterday, and I saw one of those guru guys, who I'm talking about. There's many of them, but one of them come on and be like, I know that your intention or your reaction right now is going to be to contract and to budget and to cut things out. But this is the time more so than ever that you need to expand, and you need to not do all of that stuff, and you need to, be smart and put money out so that you'll get more money back in. What's your take on that advice?
Well, it depends what they're talking about. If they're talking about, putting money into retirement accounts and for long-term stuff, that's potentially good, just because you do have a once in a lifetime opportunity where the market's going to do what it is doing. But if it's, spending money on frivolous things, and that just, no, that doesn't make any sense. Obviously, well, you need to go buy a new car now. I don't know. I'm not sure that's a great advice, or like 7 pairs of tennis shoes. Maybe not.
I get it. It's the context is king. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that because I saw that yesterday. My puppy is barking in the background, so I apologize for that. But Danijel, thank you so much for being here. Danijel Velicki, again, getsquire.com. That's getsquire.com. Go there, check it out, especially in today's world. I mean, you cannot have enough good financial advice and professionals helping you. So Danijel, thank you for the podcast. Thank you for this. I've had so much fun. Let's do it again soon.
Thanks, man. And hopefully I get to go to a Steelers game and we can have a beer up there at the stadium.
That's a promise. You come to Pittsburgh and we'll make that happen, man. Go Steelers.
Thank you so much.